Hi everyone, this is going to be a class, an activation with a guided practice, and the purpose of it is to help support you in grounding the cosmic currents of your creative flow. And I just wanted to share a few thoughts before starting the practice to kind of set up the practice as a teaching. And as a creative, I found that moving with my body and my awareness of my energy field and how energy moves through my body has been the best way for me to connect to my creative flow and bring my creative life force into and through me. I have to have a deep sense of embodying my creativity in order to anchor into it and find coherence with it so that something can be created from it in the material realm. So this guided practice is meant to support that, a way for you to connect to your creative flow through the body and be supported to receive it, to receive your sense of being a creator. We are a channel for creation and we create through our frequency. So how we wield our frequency matters. Letting our core essence, some people call it the soul, I like to call it the core essence, move through you unencumbered so that you can more fully embody your frequency and the inherent creativity that comes with it. When we are able to embody ourselves as a channel of our own essence and life force, this I have found to be the foundational for accessing creative flow. And when we're in creative flow, it can often feel like we're channeling something else, something bigger, because we're really channeling a bigger sense of our multidimensional aspects, which is not something our cognitive mind awareness fully understands. And I think that's often why it can feel like it's something outside of us, but it actually is just a bigger, broader aspect of our frequency. To do this, I think we have to make space within us to move with that sense of something bigger. Let it move through us in order to better utilize it and turn it, whatever comes through that, into action and bring something to life in the physical dimension. And given the world we live in, it can be difficult to let ourselves live into questions and live into the unknown, which I think is one of the most important parts of the creative process, is knowing how to tune into that sense of creative energy before something comes to fruition. And from a place of accessing creative flow, moving through, then out into action is inherently more efficient. It's more easeful, and to be able to do that, in a sense, we have to feel safe. We have to feel safe to be our container for that, to let things unfold in a process and flow. There's a surrender in a way that has to happen in order to be a conduit for that energy, and with more ease, right, and with more grace, so that we can better work with it and develop our relationship with it. One thing I want to add to this before we start the practice that I think is really important is that any amount of trauma we may have experienced on the personal, ancestral, soul, cosmic levels can shut us off from our creative flow. Because trauma, which in the shortest description I can give it, is when we experience something that's too much, that's too overwhelming for the body system. And I also believe the soul as well. We contract in the body, in the mind, in the emotional field, in the energetic field, in the larger soul data set field, and all parts of our consciousness go into coping mechanisms so that we can handle it. Because essentially trauma is, it's dealing with power loss and a loss of a sense of agency. And as we move into a time where we're moving into new growth, new paradigms, into a time when there's access to a higher vibration to live within, we have to adjust to that and transform through density we may be holding to actually be able to utilize that next level of consciousness and the level of awareness that we need to be able to work in that level of consciousness. And this is a process for the body that really takes some time, as it kind of moves through many stages and happens over time in different ways as we move forward in our evolution. And we're also managing a lot of external input, a lot of frequency that our body system, our nervous system in particular, has to organize in order to know what to utilize and what to detox and what to move out of the system. And, we've got social overwhelm, we've got poor food sources, EMFs. The list is long. So when we have all of this input that we're having to manage while we're also helping our bodies move into working with a higher state of energy available to us, we have to go through a process of being able to anchor into our creative currents while we're managing all that's happening and changing and shifting around us. So in this practice, I am also wanting to acknowledge any contracted states in the body that may keep you from more fully accessing yourself as a channel of creative flow. So that's what I want to say to kind of set up this guided practice activation. From here, I'll offer that if you want to get comfortable, you can be in a seated position or lying down. Just find yourself in a nice spot that you can really feel held by chair, couch, bed, floor, below you, beneath you. And so you can start by closing your eyes. And we're just going to begin really simply with the breath. And the breath is going to be a big support to us in this practice. And you're going to take a nice inhale through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth, finding a rhythm with that breath that feels good for you and feels good for your body right now. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And from here, we're going to open a sacred container, a protected circle around you, around your field, creating a bubble for you to experience this practice and activation within. And we're also going to call on the elements, because I love to work with the elements, calling on the element of water to help you witness your weightlessness and help you cleanse. Calling in the element of air to help you clear and open pathways of communication. Calling in the element of fire to help you purify and also to help you activate. Calling in the element of earth to help you find the soil beneath your feet, foundation, root, grounding, stabilizing, energetic resource. And calling in the element of ether, that reminder that we are part of something much bigger, that life force, that connection to cosmic currents. From here, we're going to set the intention to turn on the places within you which you can listen to yourself and your creative currents more deeply, letting the light of your creativity held in your light body and soul blueprint be activated and supported to anchor more consciously into the physical realm. And in order to support us in tuning into that, we're going to do a somatic scan to really arrive to the physical, to the body more consciously. So you're going to take a nice deep breath down into the belly. And on your exhale, really loosen through the jaw, the space between the ears, the throat, the neck. Making space as you exhale. Doing that a few times. Inhaling into belly. Exhaling out. Opening through the throat. Loosening through the back of the skull where the brain stem meets the spinal cord. Continuing with this breath, you can breathe through your whole skull, softening the space between your eyes. Breathing down through the spine. Bringing a little bit of movement and awareness through the spine. Maybe a rocking back and forth through the hips. Bringing movement left to right, tuning into and softening through your whole abdominal cavity. Becoming aware of your shoulders and arms extending out from your core, tuning into your heart center, tuning through the lungs and the ribs. And then taking a nice deep breath into your pelvis, into your root, to your tailbone, into your seat, your sits bones. Exhaling, dropping your awareness down through your legs, down through your knees, your ankles, down into the bottoms of the soles of your feet, your toes, all the bones of your feet. Breathing in to wake yourself up through the whole body. Observing the fullness of sensations moving through all of you as you breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Like your breath is a waterway through the body, waking you up to you. You can also let this awareness from within your body begin to grow out into your energetic field around you. Taking a moment to tune into just right in front of you, in your front body, out past your body in front of you. Taking a moment to tune into behind you, just out from your back body behind you. And then to the left side of you, and the right side of you. And right above you, above your crown, above your head, and below you, beneath your feet. From here, we're going to take a moment to zoom into, tune into, and activate your creative center in the body, the sacral region, the reproductive organs, the emotional energy center, really that low belly beneath the navel. Breathing into this place. Also breathing into the back body through the sacrum. Dialing into the center of your sacrum, that flat bone of your low back. You can even put your hands there if you want, palm to bone. Really tuning in. There's a lot of power in this part of the body. This part of the body can connect you to messages, symbols, life force. This is your center of gravity. Just asking it to turn on into your awareness. And now that we've woken up the body and activated our creative center, we'll set the intention for you to be supported, to make contact with the deeper desires you hold around what you want to bring to life in the world. To open yourself as a channel to fill your senses and fill your cognitive awareness with more of your own creative essence and potential manifestations of that. Taking just a nice deep breath into that. Exhaling, letting your presence just drop more deeply, more fully down and into the center of you, to the center of your physical felt sense of you. And just letting these words wash over you. This is about the frequency of intention more than language. So you can just be simple about it and breathe with the intent to experience the palpability of your connection to the energy of creation. And invite this forward, the energy of creation. Invite this forward through your connection to your breath and your physical felt senses in the body, in the field, in your essence held in the body and field. The breath and sensation are tools to support you in more tangibly entering your inner waters. And as we breathe and invite these intentions in, you're going to also invite in a sense of your life force. And we'll just take a moment here, just a quick moment to honor any contraction energy held in the body. Any places where there's density, where we're holding, where we haven't been able to fully express our core essence through the body, through the nervous system, through the energy field. And just taking a moment to breathe and allow a sense of fresh water through your body and field. Asking your body and field what it needs to help you cleanse and clear so that you can tune in more acutely and easily. You can call in the light of unconditional love as a clearing agent, staying with the breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's one of your best tools to move and clear energy. When we don't fully live in our own center because of contracted states, trauma, distraction, cultural habits, we lose access to more of that sense of flow, that channel. So send some breath through your body and feel to just clear a layer off the top of contraction, creating more movement so you can make more space. And if a recognition of habits, patterns, beliefs is present, give yourself some grace. If there's a bit of grief to the potential loss of your energetic connection to your inner creator, then just take a moment to honor this. It's part of the process. Just taking a nice deep breath in, letting it move, exhaling, creating more space. Inviting in the ability to connect to what you already inherently know. Contacting inner creator currents so you can more easily redirect your focus back into your sense of yourself as a channel for creative flow. When you're ready, you're going to ask, where does your sense of creative life force live within you? You can take a deep breath into that. Conjure it into your awareness by observing, what do you feel like right now? Are there images coming? What does your creative life force look like? You can invite that image forward. What might it sound like? Is there a texture, a rhythm, temperature, a visual? As if you can call you forward through you, inviting yourself to drop down deeper into parts of you that are called to something, drawn to create something. You can invite images, invite knowings, invite senses to come forward. You can take a nice deep breath into this on your next inhale, making room as you expand through the body with the breath for anything that wants to emerge to begin to upwell through the body, and exhaling, dropping into your awareness of what's emerging. Observe sensations coming forward. You'll come to know your creative currents by being with the sensation of them, so you can loosen around any parts of you that may be wanting to zoom in through the mind and understand cognitively. Keep staying with that breath and let your cognitive awareness of this process just be the listener, settling back and listening and observing with what wants to come through from a higher and deeper part of your consciousness. Tracking how creative energy is moving through your field and body, just watching, observing. Attuning to what already knows how to emerge just because you asked it to. And we're each a little different in how we're going to tune into our life force and creative energy. So you can ask, does it want to come through from the body, from that sacral center we activated? If so, you can place your hands there to support it. Or does it come in down from above through the crown, down and fill through the spine and the body? Or does it come up from below, from the earth, or through your field, through the light body, through that sense of life force surrounding you? Just take a moment to follow your gut instincts with how energy wants to channel through you right now, specific and unique to you. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. And you can do that with them being connected. So the exhale leads right into the next inhale. Inhaling in, exhaling, inhaling in again. If you're noticing you need some support to get things moving a little more, you can work with that breath. Inhaling, exhaling right into the next. Inhaling, exhaling right into the next inhale. Letting this move through the body, encouraging the fascia, the tissue to keep opening. Letting yourself turn towards you as the instigator of your creative life force. Calling in this sense of flow state as you breathe. Just letting this breath be palpable. Let it help you to tune in. Letting nerve endings loosen as you breathe. And just showing up to everything coming into your awareness right now. Simply observing what information is here. What wants to come forward? And how can you decode what is arising? Anything is helpful information. Knowing, image, sense in the body. You don't have to try and find a clear narrative meaning right now. Just drop into trust that the intention, the energy we're creating in this field, and the breath will pull up information in just the right way for you. So you're just observing over and over with the breath. Allowing movement through the body so that energy can more easily come through you and start to anchor itself as a presence you can more easily and readily work with. Move, dance if you need to. Let sound out of your throat. Let your exhales fall out of your mouth. If writing wants to come, let it. Just inviting forward expression in any way. As you let yourself be a channel for creative life force, it can feel like a deep, dark unknown. Like this channel is just a presence. It's a way of being that you're sort of just surrounded by. Can you be with it like you would be with water? Let yourself be weightless to it, swimming in it. Letting the mind continue to drop back, letting yourself travel. You tune in by continuing to drop yourself into intention and sensation and breath. Just staying with your breath, keeping things moving. Tuning back in again and again, letting yourself be in the sense of whatever is arising. Letting yourself become it. Become your creative currents. Pointing your focus on sensation, image, knowing, texture, sound. Whatever's coming forward, just becoming more of it. Allowing your channel to open. Inviting that creative channel forward. I'm going to bring this practice to an end here, but I'm going to invite you that if you've got a lot moving, to just stay in it. You can just let this turn off and just let yourself stay in this as long as you need to let things continue to move and show themselves to you, turn on. Staying with that breath. Happy traveling.